1.
Okay, welcome to Core News Network, PNN-TV, 96.1 KEXU, low power, digital resisting out here in deep East Oakland. We've come to take over your airwaves and hip you to a little bit of our beat.
What's everybody? Algo podemos muteado silencio, and again, we're trying this whole live stream on YouTube, so just kind of bear with us and the technical difficulties sometimes we encounter. Just a little bit of a pour for the new folks right here in Sala Comunitaria, Community Newzroom. So basically, Poor Magazine is a poor people-led, indigenous people-led media arts organization. That started about 21 years ago, right, with Mama D and Tiny. Again, using media, using our struggle, using our resilience to speak for ourselves. I think many of us know there's a lot of good-hearted organizations out there. They always speak for ourselves, but we say we don't need to speak about. We have a voice and we can speak for ourselves. And again, so one of the things that brought me to Poor Magazine, about 11 years ago, was it was an organization led by people who themselves face struggle, who themselves face poverty. And again, being a media, being a poet, the poetry, the art, and that's what we do. We also collaborate with KPFA 94.1 FM. It's a community radio station. Whenever they kick down some access for us to speak, again about our struggles. And we also collaborate with the Bayview newspaper, the only African American led newspaper right here in California. And we do so much things. You also hear Decolonized Academy, which during the day this turns into a small uncle and mama and pop's school, a small school for our children to teach the real history and not the Christopher Columbus discovery of America history, but our history of indigenous people on these lands. And I could go on now, but I'm going to pass it to my sister or my brother Leroy. And no, Lori, yes, maybe.
Hi, thank you, Mutiaro. So this is we're broadcasting from Homefulness down in deep East Oakland. I want to tell you a little bit about what Homefulness is. Homefulness is the poor people's solution to homelessness. Homefulness is a piece of land that we got, us low and no income folks, us single mothers and neurodivergent folks who make up most of poor. It's land that we got in cooperation with our community reparators. That means people with race and class and material privilege who want to be active in healing healing our whole community, including us poor folks, and be active in reparations. So part of that process was finding the material to help us buy this land, Homefulness. Everything we do that's not kind of on the move, it happens. Generally it happens here. That includes Decolonized Academy. That includes our media trainings. That includes printing the youth newspaper that we print, Decolon News. Homefulness, come on down.
Brother Leroy.
Hey, so most of the media that Mutiara was talking about, Lori, but also we have our radio station, KEXU 96.1 FM, that covers East Oakland and I think parts of San Francisco. So tune in to that, and yeah.
Say what's up, what's up?
Stop!
Yeah, so we're actually gonna create together what we call the Poor People's Editorial Board. So everybody in this room, even if it's your first time, worst time, you are actually going to be part of making the decisions about the different media that goes out on these channels of access. It's real important as unhoused and criminalized poor people, folks who've been incarcerated for crimes of poverty in all of these ways and spaces, that we actually control the media that's said about us, that we are not having people write about us without us, that we're not being fetishized in more academic journals, but we're actually creating our own narrative. And with it, what we do is survival media. So Ibaye to Irish Canada, Elaine Turner, Ron Lickers, and all the elders who died from the violence of eviction and this capitalist system, and to all the folks who've been predated on by this 911 call that never means safety and always means test, arrest, incarcerate, or death for poor people, people of color, and all of the other ways in which the system is set up from the get-up to destroy us. So we are using these media, survival media. Folks are in struggle, and they want their stories told. This is Community Newsroom, our Indigenous Newsmaking Circle. It's always the first Tuesday of the month, and it always meets at 6:30. And yeah, now we're live every month on YouTube. So come through. This is the space to get that media for those of you who are watching and listening. All that to say, first of all, we need to know our powerful revolutionary editorial board. So I'm going to pass this mic very strategically, because it's hoopty and barely holding on over there, to my brother here. A little bit about you, a line about your struggle, your access, your problems, your privilege, yours, on and on.
All power to the people.
Power to the people.
This is your poor scholar, Biz Molotov, a.k.a. the Voodoo Child, Ayatollah, a rock and roller. And we coming at your brain waves over the airwaves. We bringing the friction without restriction. Friction brings the heat, and heat brings the light. We bringing the light to you here at KEXU 96.1, Poor People's Revolutionary Radio and TV. Proud to be a member of the editorial board and the Poor Family. And what we're doing here is we're creating the People's Network. The People's Network is part of what we are striving for is self-determination. We will not let others determine, let others control the narrative, let others dictate what's going on out here in this world. But the people who are being impacted by what's going on, especially the dire and abject conditions that we're facing every day, we are the experts on that. We don't need ABC, CNN, NBC, and the rest of those alphabet soup corporate media to give us a reality that is a distorted reality. So hey, listen up, dig it.
Oh.
But and the mic is short, so you might have to kind of and speak to it. Come and bless the mic. Oh, that was translate.
Oh,
okay, there we go.
There.
Sorry about that, guys.
so this is my turn. I'm Laura Guzman. I'm a long-time supporter of Poor Family. A lot of respect. Also a lot of privilege to be sitting here with y'all. And trying to also figure out a way to support poor, to support homefulness, to support one of their next strategies of decolonizing our spaces, which is something that I'm really interested in, in being of main support. But what we need is that for poor voices to be in there and to keep educating us is your support. Going to Poor website, Magazine Prensa Pobre, and there is many ways in which you can become a money supporter. We need the moolah, we need the lana, we need the money. That's the way to keep us on there and to keep all of our projects going. We're also going to be recreating the Revolutionary Donors website so we can get you to truly be committed to the revolution and keep our poor voices going.
Oh.
Thank you.
My name is Erin Moore, and I am a student at Presidio Graduate School. This is my first time here at the Newsmaking Circle, and my goal is to figure out how I can become an ally in this effort and hopefully help spread your message to some of the more privileged and housed folks in my network.
And hold